Hello everybody on YouTube, and today I'll be doing part 28 of my Blu-ray collection, guys. Blu-ray collection. And most of these movies I have seen before, but this was kind of like another one that I wasn't sure if I showed before, but I haven't seen this one yet, and I don't know if it's good or not. I heard a lot of negative things about it. Looks like a good fun, looks like a decent, dumb, fun disaster flick. I heard a lot of bad things about this movie though, guys, but it looks like a okay, dumb, fun action flick, natural disaster flick. So I don't know, maybe it's gonna be good. I saw this movie a while ago. And this was a fun movie. It's like a buddy comedy film. Good cast in there. John Cusack. Good raunchy comedy. I haven't seen the sequel, and I don't know if that's good or not, but I enjoy this film a lot. It's fun. It's a fun, raunchy comedy film. It's enjoyable enough. This is a pretty underrated superhero film. Enjoy this a lot. Great cast. Very good comic book film. Very underrated. This is one of DreamWorks' better films. I enjoy this quite a bit. It's fun though. It's a decent film. It's enjoyable for what it was. It's a Blu-ray 3D pack, Blu-ray DVD pack. It's a decent film. This is alright, a Disney film. Good villain in here, but it's alright. It's fun though. It's enjoyable though. So it's alright Disney film. But I personally enjoyed it for the music too. Saw this movie a long time ago, and I didn't like it that much, but I had the other ones, so I'm kind of like, I gotta own this one too, just because I'm a completionist of some franchises. But I thought this movie was okay. It's alright. It could have been much worse than it was, but it's okay. It's okay. Sequel though. Enjoyed it, but it's forgettable though. Now this movie's now excuse me for a second. Now this movie's actually very good. Very heartfelt, emotional. Great acting all around. Especially Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson, who is a comedian. So he does a good job as a more heartfelt, dramatic role, and Jacob Tremblay does a great job in this movie. Very sad movie, but it's also heartfelt and emotional. So, very good movie. Now, this is like one of Disney's best comedies. This movie's hilarious from beginning to end. Great acting, like most Disney projects though. But this is a fun movie. Amy Adams does a really great job in this movie, and Patrick Dempsey does a great job as the straight man in this movie. But very funny though. Very good of a movie. Especially the evil villain in this movie. Susan Sarandon. She's a great actress. But anyway, yeah, Zootopia. It's classic Disney, with a modern take though. Great movie. Love this movie. Great story to it. Great message. You like these two main characters as leads though. Like, you don't find them annoying. They're heartfelt, emotional, but also really funny though. It's a cute movie. And it's a good ending though. So, very good movie. Great movie. Highly recommend checking it out. Now for this one though, I thought it was very good. I mean, it's a much more darker Superman movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It's fun though. It's a good movie. I know it's not the best though, but I liked it for what it was. A fun movie. It's enjoyable. But it's definitely not goofy fun. There's a lot of serious and dark themes in this movie. Dark scenes, though. Especially if you've seen this movie before. With like one scene. Like very dark, but it's worth it. But I thought this film was very good. I like the Superman movies for the most part. They're good movies. This is a very good movie. Peter Jackson film about King Kong, though. I actually gotta hurry up though. I don't want this video to be super long though, so I do want to show as much as I can. So this is a good, fun, animated film. Really enjoyed it for what it was though. Because I know with some of these videos though, I've been kind of dragging out the running time by talking about it for a couple minutes, so I feel like I gotta really really just gotta show as much as I can during these parts. But this is an okay movie. It's a fun sequel, but It's not as good as the original one, which was not that great either. Or maybe it's actually better than the original one. Yeah, it's actually a little bit better, because that one is so bad it's good, in my opinion. This one's just okay. It could have been worse. Could have been better, but again, it's an okay movie. It's passable enough. This is a very good sequel to the original film. Scary movie. So, recommend watching that film. Great acting in there. This is one of my favorite Marvel films. Really intense, emotional, but really good action scenes and a lot of fun though. So, very good movie. So there's some background noises while filming this. I'm just going to try to ignore that. This was a all-right movie. It's fine though. I thought this movie was alright too. It's fine though. It's not as good as the original film, but it's fine for what it was though. It's fun. This is a great remake. My favorite Disney live action remake. The best movie that they made for live action remake wise, and great movie, guys. I'm trying to really do this really quick though. One of the best movies in my opinion. Dark, disturbing, great war film, war movie. One of the best though. Great acting all around, but not my personal favorite, but fantastic movie. Sorry guys about it. And this one's actually a steelbook too. Trying to move it quicker though. But there's that. So, really fun movie. Enjoy this one a lot. Great acting. Good acting though. Really fun though. I mean, good acting. One of the better films in this installment. One of the better sequels though. Really fun, enjoyable, dumb action scenes, but I had a blast with this movie. It's a good movie, it's fun, but it's not as good as some of the other ones, but still good. entertaining though. One of the most underrated dramatic comedy films out there. One of the best murder mystery comedy flicks with a great cast. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling work well with each other. A lot of fun though, and very underrated. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling flick. Excuse me on that. A lot of fun though. Funny humor. But this one's pretty good too. I wouldn't say it's as good as the original film. I would say it's still good. Still fun animated flick. It's enjoyable. Good heart to it. A lot of fun though. So I thought this film was good. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But I thought the original one had a better story to it. But this one's a lot of fun though. But the first one's very good. But that one's pretty good as well. It's a good film. Now, this is one of my favorites. This is my favorite film from the whole Olympic Has Fallen trilogy. I feel like the story in this one is very good. It's like Die Hard in the White House. Really fun though. Good acting. Fun movie. But my personal favorite is probably Angel Has Fallen. I think I showed you this one, so I'm gonna kind of put it. Or actually, I don't think I have though. But this was a fun movie. It's a fun movie though. This is a very good rom-com film. Very good drama scenes. And Patrick Swayze gives a great performance, as well as Jennifer Grey. So very good 1980s flick. I think I actually talked about this. Or actually I have, so I'm going to kind of move on. I talked about this too. I think I talked about this, but again, I'm not sure. This is a very good 1990s flick. It's a comedy, drama. A lot of heart to it. A lot of fun though, too. It's like a summer flick. Very good 4th of July film. I saw this during the weekend. During last weekend. And it's a very good X-Men movie. Up until the ending, which wasn't really a good twist for like the villain, generic. It kind of ruined the movie a little bit. That cliche dialogue at the end, but I like this film. It's a lot of fun though. A lot of good action scenes. Fun characters. And I thought Hugh Jackman gave a great performance in this movie, like in most X-Men films. really awesome set. But one of the best Hugh Jackman performances for Wolverine, and good movie. I think I like this more than the original film. Or actually, I don't, but this one was still funny though. It's a good comedy. It's a lot of fun just watching it. A lot of watching humor, but I had a good time with it though. So I do recommend watching it. Great sequel to the original Blade Runner film. I think I showed you this one before, and like the other part, but I'm not sure though. Again, it's a couple days ago, so, but I think most of these films I haven't showed yet. One of my favorite MCU films, fantastic ending to the Infinity Saga. A lot of good cameos in this film. A lot of good action scenes. Had a lot of fun with this movie. A lot of emotional scenes though too. So, fantastic film. I love this film and had a great time with it. So, great MCU film. Fantastic MCU film. Love this film. And fantastic ending to the Infinity Saga set of films. So, this film is alright. It's like one of the cheesiest Fast and Furious movies, but it's fun. This is a very good biopic on Elton John, though. With a very good performance by Taylor Egerton. Taron Egerton as Elton John. A lot of good performances. And a very interesting story, though. So this is like a mini preview to the book. This is kind of based on the biography book. But really good movie. Pretty good dramatic film. Taron Egerton gives a great performance as Elton John, and great movie. Great biopic. This movie's alright. It's just a dumb, fun, Fast and Furious movie. This movie is pretty good. It's a pretty good true story film about the fires that were happening in Granite Mountain, 2010s, I believe. But it's a really good movie. Great acting. Really dramatic scene though. Dramatic tragedy, but great movie about it. Great true story about it too. Highly recommend watching it. Very emotional. I believe I talked about this during my last part though. That was a very good movie. I don't think I talked about this one yet, and it's okay movie. Definitely my least favorite from the Expendable films. Haven't seen the fourth one. Heard it's a bad movie. I skipped it though. But I really like the first two a lot. The first two are a lot of fun action scenes. Good cheesy acting. Yeah. I think I showed you this one, but I'm not sure. But this is a really good horror film. Nicole Kidman. I thought Nicole Kidman gives a great performance in this movie. Very good horror flick. I don't think I showed you this one yet, but really good comedy film with Will Ferrell. Really good movie. Will Ferrell does a great job in this movie, as well as the other cast members. And this movie's a lot of fun though. I think I talked about the sequel though. But I thought that film was a lot of fun too. It's not as good as the original. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I kind of want to speed it up though. But that's a good comedy film with Will Ferrell. I think I talked about this one too. That's a good movie. Now, I haven't talked about this movie yet, but it's a great X-Men movie. A lot of emotional scenes. Not really rewatchable, but it's a great movie. I love this movie. Maybe it's watchable, rewatchable. Excuse me on that. It's definitely watchable. Sorry if I confuse you all. It's a fantastic movie. I love this movie. But I don't know if it's one movie from the X-Men series that I would put on over and over again. It's just so sad and depressing. But a lot of great action scenes. And you care about these characters a lot. You care about this journey. Hugh Jackman gives a fantastic performance as Wolverine. It's kind of like a dramatic X-Men film. And Patrick Stewart gives a great performance in it, as well as the young actress. I forgot her name though. I think her name is Daphne Keenan. Daphne Keenan. But she gives a great performance in this movie, along as Boy Holbrook. Boy Holbrook as like the main villain. And Richard E. Grant gives a good performance in there as well. But Logan, great movie. Fantastic X-Men film. But I don't know if it's like rewatchable. I've seen this movie a couple times before. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. I love this film. But I don't know if it's one I would put on and enjoy, because it's very sad and it's depressing to watch. But it's a great movie regardless of that. This is just a dumb, fun action film. But I love this movie. But I would watch it again. It's rewatchable, but it's not one that I would watch all the time, though, if I was choosing an X-Men movie. But this is just a dumb, fun action flick. This is a great Christopher Nolan film with a great performance by Matthew McConaughey. Really sad movie, but really interesting and beautiful film to watch. It's a very good movie. This is a good movie. Good start to the Bad Boys franchise. A lot of fun, though. Great chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Very good franchise. I like all of them, though. I haven't seen the new one yet, so I'm hoping that's a good one, too. It looks fun, though. And this is a good movie. It's fun. This movie is pretty good, too. It's enjoyable. It's not as good as the original film, but it's a good movie. Okay, guys. I'm actually just going to end off this part for part 28. But I mean, so far, we made good progress in these past two parts with so we're making decent progress, though. I still have on this shelf this stack, and then this stack to talk about. And for the next part, we're going to be talking about the next shelf, though. So we're almost done with this shelf. And move on to the next shelf. I got quite a few parts to go over after that, but we're making decent progress. I'm trying to finish this project, this YouTube project. So I'm kind of moving at a faster pace, because sometimes I like rambling on for a couple minutes. So I'm trying to wrap it up quickly so I can show as much stuff as possible during each of these parts, so it could be like pretty useful. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this part, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.